Hi students, today we'll start a new topic, that is quadratic equation. So let's jump to the topic. Here student, we have the definition. A quadratic equation is a second degree polynomial equation in one variable, typically expressed in the standard form, that is ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0. So let's write the standard form of this equation, that is ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0. Here a is the coefficient of x square, b is the coefficient of x, and c is a constant term. Here we have one variable and variable is x. Now here we can't put the value of a is equal to 0. Here we can't put the value of a is equal to 0. Let's see why we can't put the value of a is equal to 0. If you put the value of a is equal to 0 in this equation, so this equation will become 0 into x square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. So 0 into x square will be 0. So 0 plus bx plus c is equals to 0. Now we are getting this equation and it is similar. You already studied about this equation. It is similar to the equation of line, that is y is equals to mx plus c. That's why if you put the value of a, which is the coefficient of x square, equals to 0, so we'll get like the equation of line. Now we'll move to the next slide and we'll see the methods to solve the quadratic equation. So here students, we have methods to solve the quadratic equation. So there are some methods, like first one is factorization method, second is completing the square method, third is quadratic formula method, and fourth one is graphical method. Now the first one is factorization method. Here let's say we have any equation which is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. So what we have to do for factorization, first multiply a with c, means coefficient of x square, that is a, with the constant term c. So we'll get a into c. Now find two numbers whose product is a into c and whose sum is b. So here m into n is equals to a into c and m plus n should be b. Fourth step is split the middle term. So we have to split the middle term in such a way that if we have middle term, so it should be mx plus nx. Next is factor by grouping. Now after that, what we have to do, we have to factor the terms by grouping. Next term is factor the common binomial. Now these are just the way to solve. We'll see some examples for that. Let's say we have an example. We have an equation, that is x square minus 3x minus 10 is equals to 0. Here student, a, the value of a, that is the coefficient of x square, is 1. The value of b is equals to minus 3, which is the coefficient of x, and here the value of c is equals to minus 10. So we have to go with the factorization method. So what was the first process? It was to multiply a with the third term, that is c. So here when we'll multiply a into the c, so we'll get 1 into c is 10. Here we are not taking the sign, so here we'll get 10. Now factorize this 10, so we'll get 10 and its factorization 2 and 5 times, and then 5 and 1 time. So we are getting here 10 is equals to 2 into 5. Now what next? We want the center term, that is minus 3x. So how we can get the center terms? In some format. So we can write it as minus 5x minus 5x plus 2x. So then we will get minus 3x. So here we can put in place of minus 3x as minus 5x plus 2x. So let's put this value here. So we'll get here equation as x square minus 5x plus 2x minus 10 is equals to 0. Now grouping. The next step was to group these two. Let's say we are grouping this in such a way. Here we can take the common as x. So we'll get x minus 5. And second term we will get, if we take here 2 common plus 2x common, so we'll get x minus 5 is equals to 0. Now from both of the equation, we can get here x minus 5 as common. So we are taking here x minus 5 as common. So inside we will get x plus 2 is equals to 0. Now we can put here, we can take here one by one terms. So first we are taking x minus 5 is equals to 0. So finally we will get x is equals to 5. It is our first root. Second term is x plus 2 is equals to 0. So finally we will get x is equals to minus 2. So we get these two terms strength. Now this is the factorization method. Let's move to the nature of roots. So first question comes in our mind is that what are roots? It is the first question. It is also known as zeros of the equation. So zeros are those values, or roots are those values. If you put these values in the equation, so equation becomes 0. Now we'll learn about the discriminant. Here d is the discriminant, and d is equals to b square minus 4ac. Let's say you have an equation that is ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. So in that it is b square minus 4 into a into c. If its value, if you find the value of d, that is discriminant, its value is b square minus 4ac. So it should be, we can get three values: d is greater than 0, d is equals to 0, or d is less than 0. So if d is greater than 0, we get two distinct real roots. If the value of d is equals to 0, we get two equal roots. And if it is d is less than 0, we'll get complex roots. So just we'll take the quadratic equation formula. Here we have question which is x square minus 3x, x square minus 3x minus 10 is equals to 0. Here first we'll find out d, which is b square minus 4ac. So just plug all those values. Here a is 1, b is equals to minus 3, and c is equals to minus 10. So plug these values here in this equation. B square means minus 3 square minus 4 into 1 into c is minus 10. So we'll get d is equals to minus 3 square is 9 minus plus, so it will become 40. So we'll get here d is equals to 9 plus 40, or we can write it as d is equals to 49, which is a positive value. So here, if it is positive value, we are getting positive value, so we'll get two distinct roots. Now if you put the value in the quadratic formula, and the quadratic formula is x is equals to minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So we know the d here, b square minus 4ac. So we can write here that x is equals to minus b. Here minus b is minus 3. So we'll get here plus 3 value, 3 plus minus root over 49, because it is d is equals to 49, that is b square minus 4ac upon 2a, that is 2 into 1. So finally we'll get here this equation. So 3 plus minus root 49 is 7 upon 2. Now we can get here two distinct values. First time we'll take positive value and then negative value. So when we are taking positive values here, so we'll get x is equals to 3 plus 7 by 2, or it is 10 by 2. Finally we will get first value as 5. And when we are taking negative value, so we can write it as x is equals to 3 minus 7 upon 2, or 3 minus 7 is minus 4 by 2, that is minus 2. So we are getting two values of x, that is 5 and minus 2. So thank you, student, for giving your time for this topic. See you next time.